Good evening, guys. I thought we'd do something a little different tonight. Wind's battering everything to hell tonight. We got a lot of rain moving in. Couldn't really work on anything outside today. Did do some electrical work today, though, for family. But anyway, I was going through some old footage, some of the old videos on the computer, trying to clean out files tonight and clear up some memory space. And I thought, maybe we'll do a little compilation video tonight. It's kind of neat to go back and look and see. You don't feel like you're making much progress, but you go back and you look at some of the old videos and you think, wow, we've gotten quite a bit done. But we've tried all kinds of different ways to cut the joinery. Learned a lot in the process, shared a lot, and learned a lot from you guys who do this kind of thing yourself. And what a process, what an experience, when you're doing this kind of work. You're out there every night by yourself. You got nothing but the radio going. Well, it gives you time to think about things, and it's kind of neat. It's a neat process. I see a lot of you guys that watch. You watch because you're interested in learning how to do this, and you'd like to do it for yourself. And a lot of you come here to learn this process, and I think it's pretty neat. One of the coolest experiences I've had so far doing these videos is when I had a viewer put pictures up on the Facebook group we have of some joinery that he cut because he learned it here. That's really neat. When I set out to do this, I figured more on sharing the experience and what I've learned along the way. It didn't start out meaning to be so much a tutorial, and then we got looking around and didn't really see many videos out there on how to do this stuff. Mostly it was song videos pretty much, and time lapses, which we do a lot of time lapse here. It helps the videos move along quicker. Looking around at some of this older footage, and I could see it's funny when you're cutting the joints, you think everything's perfect. You think you've got it all right, and then you go to test fit it up, and it's like, oh, what happened there? But I haven't had a lot of that on this project, but I've had a little bit here and there. And, this was the last scarf joint we had to cut for this, for the big ones, for the tie beams, and I got lucky on it. It fit beautifully when we put it up in the air, and it fit on the first time. Now I go back and look, and I see lifting these big bents up and the big joinery, and you think to yourself, how did that not flop off that machine? How did it go together without breaking? It's amazing on that one. That's only a 2.5 inch wide tenon holding that post onto that tie beam with that brace. Amazing how strong the stuff really is. As I listen to the wind batter my house tonight, I can hear it through the whole house. You feel really good when you look at this footage and you see that, wow, I was able to pick that thing up and have it stay square and true and nothing pull apart. Have your tenons hold it all together. Because you think when you're putting it together, and I've had a lot of comments since we've started this thing, gee, those tenons look tiny for what you're doing. They don't look big enough to support the load, but that's amazing. I mean, look at that. That is a 2.5 inch tenon holding that probably 250, 300 pound wall post onto that tie beam. That's pretty neat. I mean, and the way it's holding it there is totally against the load design. It's not meant to lift up, but I tell you, she's doing it. And those braces, I mean, I'm putting that in tension right now as we're moving it across there, and that little tiny little 3 inch tenon and one peg on each side held it all in place. It's really neat. Building in this fashion is such a slow process, when you have limited time, but it is so rewarding. When you put that first piece of frame together and it lines up just the way you want it, and you've never done it before, you're on top of the world. It's really neat. Of course, we have to throw in the part of the interruptions with the hay in. You know, my son there this summer, the boy out there learning how to rake for the first time. Boy, did he thought he was on top of the world there. You never see a kid so excited to hop on a tractor. You know, he did really well with it too. It was neat. It was real neat. You know, and as you go along with the process, you're learning how to build different things to help make your life a lot easier. You know, that's just a half-ass boom pole I made. Throw floor joists in, and you know, like I said, you know, I'm looking through here, and I'm really realizing how much ground we've really covered. And I've said it before. I started putting this frame up last November, but I actually started the year before. So 2015, the fall of 2015, we poured concrete, and I've had a lot of questions on the slab, and it is a slab. It is not. I did not break frost wall, but it's a 6-inch thick slab, and then there's a 12-inch haunch all the way around the outside, and then a 12-inch haunch, 12 by 12 haunch down the middle. A lot of rebar, a lot of mesh, vapor barrier, just quite a bit in that slab, and I've been lucky. You know, for that thing being exposed for 2 years, it's done really well. You know, I sat down here a little while ago and figured out how much time I've actually been able to put into this frame since I started. And if I figured this at 40-hour weeks for the last year of actually doing the framework, I've had about maybe 2 months worth of time into it, if you figure it at a 40-hour week. So, you know, I guess we're doing a lot better than I thought. You never feel like you're moving fast enough on something like this, but it's really neat when one day you have a pile of timbers there that you spent weeks to cut and put together and fit and everything and make sure it's right. And then in a course of a day or two, you have a major jump in progress when that thing's standing. And we're due for one of those here again pretty soon. You know, hopefully the weather will cooperate. We're supposed to have one of the coldest. Next couple days are supposed to be some of the coldest on record for this time of year. It's supposed to get down into the teens up here. But you know, I'm kind of looking forward to that because that means if it's going to precipitate, it's going to snow. And I can deal with snow all day long. This rain has been killing me. Yeah, I worked all day today. It was beautiful out. It was windy, but it was nice out. All day long, I looked forward to getting to this frame. I looked forward to getting another log on the mill or cutting up that 8x8 for the tying member for the queen posts. And as soon as I got home, I pulled in the driveway and just the rain started. And it's like, oh man, you get frustrated. So when I get frustrated with the project, I like to go back through the computer and my files and see what we have accomplished. And it's neat, you know, it's funny to think that one guy by himself could do something like this, and I never thought I could do it. I I wanted to do it so badly, but I just never thought I'd be able to do it, and I am so happy that I took this project on. I'm very happy I took it on. You know, it's been so much fun. And goofy camera shot there is trying to GoPro for the first time. I couldn't get it to load into the computer the other night for a couple videos ago, and I didn't have the camera turned right. So I had to rotate it here in the editing software, and it left me with that goofy slant. So, but anyway, just kind of a little bit of a rambling, looking back through time over the course of the last summer and spring and fall, and just kind of contemplating, you know, what's in the future, what's next, planning for when this building's done, the shop we're going to be able to set up in here. You know, one of the first things that's going to get built in here is going to be my forge. We're going to build a nice brick forge, as I have a lot of tools I want to make, and I've got to get the anvil set back up and all that good stuff. So we got a lot of neat stuff coming down the pike. You know, this channel, you'll notice as we go forward, there'll be a lot more besides timber framing, but it'll pretty much be all shop work and things like that. I tried some of the farm stuff here and there. It didn't do very well, and I just find it's not as interesting as stuff like this. So, but like I said, it's been a good time. You guys who've been watching along since the beginning, most of you guys have seen a lot of this already. But there's a lot of new viewers we picked up in the last month or two, and some of this they may not have seen. And so we're just kind of just rambling the thoughts out there tonight. So, but anyway, guys, I appreciate you watching. It's getting late. I'm going to render this thing, and then I am going to go to bed. So hopefully tomorrow night, hopefully the weather will be better, and hopefully we'll be able to get back at it. So you guys have a good evening, and thank you for watching.